This is a vlogging test with my new selfie stick from the flea market. This is on full manual setting with an ISO of 100, and it's on cloudy mode because, well, it is a bit cloudy today. I'm going to try out full manual on the sx710 and then change over to the little camera icon and see how that handles on its own. I don't know really the difference between the camera icon and full auto. I think I've set the white balance to cloudy on the camera mode, and I think that's the only difference. So I guess that's a difference in white balance only. It's a pity it's a bit cloudy today. How's it going, man? What's happening? This now is on the little camera icon on cloudy day because we have clouds coming over. See the difference between this and the manual, which I've just filmed before now. I'm expecting the manual to be a bit more solid because of the ISO setting being locked. With this here, I'm not sure. I'm trying to get the street not to blow out, and I see that the sun is actually coming through the clouds a little bit now again. I guess that if it's doing that, coming in and out of the clouds, that would make quite a big difference to the white balance. The main setting on this camera for white balance for the daytime is either cloudy or full sun. This is on the little camera icon and also on the manual mode, but on the little camera mode you cannot set the ISO balance. So I think that the ISO balance, if you're not moving around too much and going between scenes, between very light and very dark scenes, like in between trees, etc., I think that the little camera icon would probably be best. That remains to be seen. I need to check that still, but I don't think that locking the ISO would help very much. I think that in the shadows it would die, or if you set it for the shadows in the light, it would overexpose. It's a problem. If there was a bit of a range on the other camera, Canon sx710, it has a range setting which is ISO 100 to ISO 400, whereas on this one it only locks ISO 80, 100, 200, 400, etc. And now the camera's on full auto mode, so I cannot choose between a vivid color or white balance or ISO settings, nothing like that. At the moment the lighting is quite flat. There are no real bright spots behind me or in front of me because there's quite a lot of cloud. But if I turn around, I doubt anything will become particularly overexposed, but we'll still be able to test this against the lighting from the other two modes. But I think this will really help it at the moment. I had noticed before that this camera tended to overexpose quite easily, so that's why I'm trying to get this thing to work a little bit better. At the moment I'm holding this selfie stick, which is quite a short stick, at near full arm's length. Now it's at full arm's length. How's the framing over here? And I can pull it in now. I'm holding it with my arm crooked, so my body positioning should look quite natural. How does the framing work at this length? If I switch hands, it should happen quite fluidly. There's a lot of grip on the handle of this stick, and the framing should be alright, but my arm is fully crooked at the moment. so it should be quite close in. I'll go from quite close in to far out. This should get a lot more detail in the background with a straighter arm. Let's have a look, see how this all comes out. Wish the sun would come out so I can do a proper test of these settings, but it is what it is. Right, this is the same selfie stick at arm's length. It's now in automatic mode. There's a bit more sun around. So let's see if any of this blows out now. Obviously with the sun behind me, this tar may be blowing out. Full auto, there's not much I can do about it. Let's try and change to a manual setting. Let's have a look at the color of the sky behind me. Try that out, and then I'm going to change to manual mode. Now the camera's on manual mode. I have the ISO locked at 100. I have it on the sunlight setting because it's pretty sunny at the moment. The clouds have sort of dispersed, and I have reduced the shutter speed, so hopefully this road is not blowing out too much. Quite a bit of light behind me. If I shift over this way, what will my face look like? Though it should be in shadows, so I may be very, very dark. And then facing the other direction as well, the sun is casting a shadow onto my face, so that should be quite dark with the ISO set at 100. And then I will try the camera mode. Now it's on the camera icon. I have the scene set at sunny. I can't lock the ISO at all. How's this road looking behind me? Quite a lot of light that side. Is my face showing up more because of the shadowing? Is it able to compensate for that a little bit better? I'm not sure. We try turning around, walk in this direction. The sun is more or less in front of me. Should be casting quite a shadow onto my face. It should be a bit better this way. But when I turn this direction, it should be very bright behind me, and my face should be in shadow. Although it is kind of midday still, it is not. It's not late in the afternoon at all, which would probably make it a little bit worse in the same mode. Let's have a look at these. There's the mountain ahead of us. So while I'm busy doing this camera test of the sx710hs, I just got good news on a camera I've been trying to haggle for the last couple days. If you're not new to this channel, you'll know that every single piece of my camera equipment is all bought used, second-hand. I haggle and barter and cajole as much as I can. I have just hopefully managed to secure a Canon M50 camera to replace this sx710 as my main face camera. Of course, the Canon M50 cannot do anything like half the stuff that this sx710 can when it comes to traveling. For me being on the yachts all the time and all that kind of stuff, you know, at the moment I can just turn around, boom, have a look at the mountain, That's probably a really pathetic example of what this camera is capable of, because I have it on manual mode at the moment. is not adjusting the ISO as I zoom in, and this camera has like a 700 millimeter zoom, so there's no way that the ISO is keeping up on this manual mode. If I'm traveling around and I'm trying to show off other objects around me, I will keep this in more of an auto mode or a little camera icon mode. That way it will adjust for all the things that I'm trying to do. But I have many examples of how this zoom has been very, very good at showcasing things around me. On the last trip I just did, a sailing trip up to a couple of islands, I was using it on the water, using it on land. Just fantastic, this zoom is. There's no way that an M50 can replace this. However, as the main FaceTime camera, I wanted something with a larger sensor and something that can give me a bit better low light performance. This sx710 is pretty crap at low light, if I'm to be honest. I also have the Canon sx610, which is my main vlogging camera. That also is crap at low light. So the M50 hopefully will be a decent replacement for those two in that situation. Also indoors, I don't have a good enough indoor camera for my sort of in-studio work, so the M50 will do that job, hopefully very adequately. I've put a deal in, put in an offer on this thing. Looks like it may be accepted. If it is, I will still have to get myself a lens though, because the deal kind of came without lenses, or it came with a kit lens, but the autofocus is not working. I'm hoping I can repair it somehow, but chances are not good. I have bought stuff from this character before, and he seems to be quite sharp. I think if he could repair it, he would have done so by now. But yeah, in the next 10 minutes I'll know. But in the meantime, I really want to see how this manual setting has coped in this instance. I just did all the vlogging on the islands I went to in auto mode, and I was very unhappy with the amount that the tar behind me was overexposed and blew out in many of the instances. I wish I could go back and film all those vlogs again, but you know, you can't. So I'm doing a bit of experimenting now to see if I can get it doing what I need it to do. There, it should be blowing out behind me now because the sun is directly behind me, and it's pretty bright out, so that should kind of give me the same kind of thing, except for it's on manual mode, and I'm hoping that I have resolved that problem. I'm going to be walking under a tree now though, and this is where manual will really suffer, I think. I've got this on ISO of 100, and as I walk under the tree, I'm guessing that you can't see anything anymore. I'll walk straight out into the brightness again, and as soon as I'm in the brightness, it's probably totally fine again. So it's really a horrible compromise between working well and working badly. Again, I'm in the shadow, and I'm assuming that it's gone to pot. Let's see, just in case I don't get the M50, this may still be my main camera.